Welcome to a brand new video. I'm super excited today and for good reason. I just got my hands on a new smartphone, Unihertz Jelly Max. But this isn't your usual X iteration of a 6 whatever inch monster screen phone. Nope. While I'll freeze this little beast from its packaging, let me hit you with some quick specs. Starting with the showstopper, it rocks a tiny, by today's standards, 5.05 inch display with a resolution of 1520 to 720 pixels. That's compact enough to make you question if your hands got bigger overnight. Under the hood, it's powered by a MediaTek Dimensity 7300 octa-core processor featuring 4 A78 and 4 A55 cores. This 4nm chip doesn't just handle the basic, it brings 5G support, Bluetooth 5.4 and Wi-Fi 6E to the table. Now that's some serious firepower for something this small. And it only gets better. 5GB of LPDDR5 RAM and 256GB of UFS 3.1 storage. But hey, Unihertz didn't forget about us nostalgic lovers. They included a micro SD card slot. How awesome is that? And it got a solid 4000 mAh battery plus a fingerprint reader on the back. And add in bloat-free Android 14 and you've got a package that sounds almost too good to be true. Wait, I'm not done yet. A 100 megapixel main camera and 8 megapixel telephoto lens on the back and a 32 megapixel selfie cam round out the specs. Pretty stacked, huh? On paper, the Jelly Max seems ready to tick almost every box. So much for the specs. Now let's take a closer look at the phone itself. First, the big moment. Peeling off the protection film. Spoiler alert. This isn't one of those smooth, satisfying moments. If you ever unboxed an Apple product, you will know what I mean. Those practically unwrap themselves. But Unihertz, let's just say, it makes you work for it. And here it is, the Jelly Max, in all its understated black glory. It's got a bit of a chunky vibe going on though. Let's break out the tape measure and see just how thick this little fella is. From my rough measurements, forgive the awkward camera angles, is just shy of 2 cm thick, 13 cm long and 6.5 cm wide with the included case. Without the case, the official dimensions are slightly more refined, 12.87 to 6.27 by 1.63 centimeters. The 32 megapixel front camera sits in the top left corner. Great for selfies, but as I will show later, it can be a bit annoying when gaming. On the right side, we've got the usual suspects. A power button and a programmable button. Up top, there's a delightful surprise. A feature that's practicable a time capsule, an infrared sensor. Yep, Unihertz has brought back the old school magic from classic Xiaomi phones, so you can control your TV like it's 2015 again. On the left you will find the volume button and on the bottom a USB-C port. And of course the microphone, because yes, some of us still use your phones for actual phone calls. Shocking, I know. Before diving into Android 14, let's do a quick size comparison with the 6.06 inch iPhone 14. At first glance, you can spot a slight size difference, small but noticeable. Now that I've already set up Android, let's test out the fingerprint reader. And as you can see, works like a charm. This was already apparent during the setup process. It's fast and reliable. Here's Android 14 in all its glory. I've installed a few apps for testing, but here's the best part. No unnecessary junk from Unihertz. That's how it should be. Samsung, take notes. A quick peek into the system settings to double check the specs, and yep, everything exactly as promised. Swiping around on the touchscreen feels responsive with one tiny caveat. In the far corners, it can occasionally stutter a little. Now some bad news for all the 4K eagle-eyed elitists out there. DRM info reveals that the Unihertz Jelly Max doesn't support Wi-Fi level 1, only level 3. Translation? Streaming tops out at 720p, but let's be real, with its 720p screen resolution, the Jelly Max doesn't need level 1 support. It couldn't display 4K even if it wanted to. Onto the benchmarks. I'm sticking with Geekbench for now, and here's the quick results. CPU benchmark, 791 points in single core, and 3071 points in multi-core. If you want to dive into the details, feel free to pause here for the single core. And here for the multi-core results. With a single core score of 791, it runs performance-wise between a Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus with a Snapdragon 865 and one with an Exynos 990. Not bad! For multi-core, the Jelly Max slots in between the Snapdragon 870 and the Exynos 2100, which is seriously impressive for such a compact phone. On the GPU side, the compute benchmark with OpenCL hits 2662 points, delivering graphics performance comparable to a Snapdragon 855. Could it use a bit more oomph? Sure, let's see if Vulkan looks any better. And the Vulkan score, 2530 points. Unfortunately, Geekbench doesn't offer a direct comparison here, bummer. But enough of the great theoretical stuff. Benchmarks are nice, but what really matters is how the Jelly Max performs in real-world gaming. Let's start with the classic, Crazy Taxi. The good thing with those Sega Android games, there are no graphic settings to make. So let's jump right into the game. And you can see it runs perfectly, let's be honest. It might run perfectly on a potato phone. I do have this game for my Dreamcast, but back then when it was new, I didn't like it that much, and now on the phone, it's quite nice for a quick game when you have to wait for something. As we had now a lot of fun with racing Crazy Taxi, let's jump to the next game, Need for Speed No Limits. Let's jump right into the game. Here it is, right out of the box. It looks beautiful. Look at this car, it's the rain. It looks gorgeous. Steering pedal and yeah, perfect launch. I have no idea how to play this game, but it looks beautiful. Look at this. I like it. What is better than 2 racing games? 3 racing games. Next game, Disney Speedstorm. We jump right into the game and you see, it's a little more basic. It runs super smooth. I did not change any settings. I did not look at the settings honestly. Ooh, yeah. That looks good. Haha. I'm a winner. Ooh, yeah. Who's the number one? Who's number one? Oh yeah. After all those racing games, now something more relaxing. Call of Duty Mobile. Quick jump into the graphic settings. By default, the graphic quality is set to very high. The frame rate is set to high. The BR mode graphic style is set to dynamic. That is all set after the install, so I did not make any change. The depth of field is turned off. Real-time shadows are on. Water reflection is off. Ragdoll is off. Anti-aliasing off. Bloom off. Good ray off. The realistic scope is on, at least something. And so on and so on. That's the settings. All we need to know, it's very high and frame rates high. So let's jump into the game. Let's have a look how smooth it is running. On this device you can see with my big fingers. The screen is quite tiny. I have not that much space to move around compared to the older Cube I Play 50 Mini Pro. The controller is a little more difficult. I would advise if you want to play first-person shooters on the Jelly Max, use a gamepad. Don't touch with your finger. I mean, you see, I cover nearly 1/3 of the screen, and I try to cover it less as possible. This is a mess, but it works beautifully. You see, it's smooth. The graphics looks awesome. After playing some games, let's record a video. Let's look for the settings first. Where we are at 4K, of course at 4K, and let's film. There's a Jelly Max box. We'll get a little more close and ooh yeah, move it around. I'm moving. There's a little Pikachu, and I'm back at the start. Yeah. Oh, and now let's have a look at the video we just filmed. Last but not least, the PTTK. You have in the settings, you can set every kind of function on this phone. On this button. If you put a short press, as you can see, use all apps. So you can put every app on the short press of this, or some kind of short function like screenshot is cool. So that was quick review of the Unihertz Jelly Max. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, consider to subscribe, press the like button, and stay tuned for the next video. Bye bye.
Know what he's doing. Start tinkering without thinking. Is TianOnly, 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 TianOnly. Set yourself free. No matter what you come up with, maybe scrap more than succeed, but in the end you'll be happy. Is TianOnly, TianOnly, TianOnly. It's gonna be your masterpiece.